Well, hello there, everybody. I could just let that go on playing. Michael Franks. Oh, man. I don't know how many of you know of Michael Franks. If you've never tried his music, may I suggest that you make it a priority. It's good stuff. Brings me back to the days of when I lived in Atlanta. Anyway, that is a time for yesteryear. And anyway, so joyous prosperity day. Yeah, better than calling it Monday. You know, what was it in the movie Office Space? You look like you got a case of the moon days. Not here, man. So I just speak favor over us all. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Be of service to others. And, the cycle goes through. There'll be service to you. Happy birthday if you got one. And folks, we be a prospering. Hello, Gilbert Smith. JC, good to see you. Matt Cal, Deborah, Michael, good to see you. Hello, Gaia and Paul. Much love. Hello, Nina. How are you, my dear? Ballot Brand, good to see you. Deborah Sloan, Linda Brooks, what's happening? Janie, good to see you. David Castle and Rufus, how are you? Good to see you. Give Rufus a big hug. Hey, Ann, good to see you. Emperor Rex, hello, John Price, and their beef. Francis, how are you doing, my friend? So good to see you. Isby, what's happening? Matt Cal Perkins, what's up? And there's Eric, of course, and Kathy and Flight Risk. I see they let you out. Okay. I love it. What a fantastic group here. I mean, big hugs to everybody. I still got my Sky Pilot here. He says, hello, everybody. How you doing, dude? Yeah. Sky Pilot. How many of y'all remember that song? Anyway. Yeah, this is my Snoopy riding co-pilot. He says, I don't know how to drive and I don't want to know. There you go. So Elderberry, what's happening? Project Skyfall, hello. Good to see you. So what else is happening? Oh, all right. So many of you have written to me asking for the Steiger perspective. Lots of people. So I have found a place where I believe I'm going to be able to do the show and in a manner that, makes the groove just kind of go. So speaker.com is where I am going, and I will be posting the first show this Thursday, and I'll put the link in. And so there we go. Yeah, it continues. You got to love it. Got the shirt, red pill, blue pill. Decide which one, huh? See, here's duality. People say, well, I'll take the purple pill. No, I guess the question is, why do I have to take the pill at all? It seems like if that's really what it is, it's so finite in either one or the other. I mean, you're screwed in that. No one wins. No one can win. Nina, thank you, dear. Good to see you, man. Go. Good to see you as well. Saw your show, Nina. And with you and Robert V. Very good. Very good show. Let's see what else is. Hey, John Price, what's up? Tomorrow got Trina on. So you ever had a weekend without a cell phone? You ever done that? It wasn't my, intent, but it happened. And wow. What's that song? I'm free. I'm free. What about Bob? Yeah. I'm free. You go, I'm free. Yeah. Didn't have that Black Mirror device, nearby. Wow. It was far out. It was groovy. That's all I got to say. JS says almost been a year without one. There you go. Benny Willis, life without a cell phone. Gaia, I can only imagine. Hey, Peggy, good to see you. Yeah. So the choice, oh man, I want to get the F out of here where, I don't have to make a choice. Maybe that is a choice within itself, but it seems that if that is the case, then it's in moi, not à toi. How's that one? En moi, me, à toi means who was there out there. And I was meditating this week and just weekend, and I was out tripping with the spirits. And, it's that question I ask, when you're amongst company, and folks, we're always amongst the company. It's out there. It's just that most people don't know how to tune in. But it's the whole duality thing. You want to know why this is me, why I absolute know that there is a goddess that is above all others, is because as I was talking, you can do that with the spirits. I said, they took such extraordinary steps in removing her. I mean, you think about this. They got down all the way into the minutia of this to remove her. Now, we've talked about this. You don't remove something like that unless it's a threat, unless it can put a can of whoop ass all over your ass. And it's interesting whether the story of Lilith be true or not. I believe that the energy is that they couldn't defeat her. Isn't that odd? And we all know the story. We cover it here. We give her the honor that she is owed and due. But, and so now that I have this conversation, it's becoming much more easier because, I was indoctrinated and to the male, patriarchal, monotheistic, belief system. And it was foreign. It was very foreign inside when I would, begin to address the goddess, mother goddess, however you see her. She is real. I don't think she's a personality, but I do know that her energy, her consciousness, her intelligence is real. And it is of such an intensity that it scares the other side, man. And so, I'm just kind of this simple guy, I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, if y'all went to such extremes to remove her, you must really be afraid. What are you afraid of? Then it begins to get deep because you're going, oh, yeah. Yeah, we know. A lot of us have, just connected the dots and going, yeah, now you know why. And the thing about it is, so last night, this was a great time, I don't know, about 11, because of the time change and everything. Anyway, so I got into this meditation session and it was interesting because, you look at the world today. I mean, they're trying to push this death thing all over us. I mean, jokers to the right, clowns to the left of me. Here I am. We're stuck in the middle between insanity and insanity. And you think about this. So the thing I've discovered with this energy, the creator of all things, creatoress, I don't know how you want to put it, but I found several things. Unconditional love. See, interesting. It seems to be the cornerstone of the essence of what I perceive her to be. Unconditional love. And you see, we don't have that. I come from a religion where they said they had that, but you can't have judgment and unconditional love. You see, unconditional love cancels out judgment. Unconditional love says, I love you no matter what. I mean, you could be the biggest asshole in the universe. Still going to love you. Unconditional love says, I don't want to change you. I don't want you to become me. I don't need you to follow all these rules, all these rituals. I accept you for just who and what you are. I created you. Why would I want to change you? Why would I want to change you with a doctrine? Why would I want to change you with a political ideology? Why would I want to change you with a religious doctrine? The goddess says she doesn't need or want worshipers. Why does she doesn't need that. She doesn't have an ego that must be sustained. All I got to say, if you really get into a deep conversation with her, she'll respond. It's amazing. And she does it in a manner that's very unconditional. Problem is, most people are afraid of her. Others, they don't believe that she actually exists. And with their unbelief, they'll never connect. Sadly, I don't think they're going to connect too well on the other side either. But, I don't know. But that's just me. I'm just reading in some of the chat room. Like visiting in the chat room, man. It's cool. Hey, Brenda Smith, how you doing? Hello, Karen. Much love to you, dear. Have to get you on. Yeah. But that's just me. I had a long time with the counterpart of the goddess. And it's got the world all messed up, man. Why don't they say, if there's a savior coming, why isn't it she instead of he? A he has never saved us from anything. Why not the she? I don't know. Karen, much love to you, darling. Hey, Scotty boy, what's up? Another day around. Yep. I love all this. All just a group of people. This is kind of discussions where you'd like to get us in a group because, I'm just sharing my experience. It was quite the amazing journey about this process. I look back on it and, without the cell phone, I couldn't make calls. I had people I was going to call, but nah. So I said, okay, I'm free. Went back and was reading. Do y'all keep journals? I know some of you do. This is the journal of epiphanies, primarily. And but I got just boxes of these, where you just write your notes. Trina's one like that. She's got those, and I'm sure many of you do. Have you ever gone back and read them? And you go, whoa, whoa, that's a far out journey. And yeah, what a journey. I mean, the metamorphosis that's taken place on this channel is quite remarkable. I mean, wow, talk about a cacophony of the epiphanies and, the discoveries and, where the hell are we? And then, hey, it's kind of cool where we are at right at the moment. Scotty Boy said, I tried for a journal, but couldn't read the handwriting. Or you did a little automatic writing there, Scotty Boy? That happens, Ballot says, I've been keeping a journal since about 8 years old. Excellent. Hey, Divine Empress, what's happening? Julianne, good morning to you. Do a little of the late Robin Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. It is a fantastic day, Divine Empress. Speaking favor all over your day today. Girl, you just empowered to prosper 3 times. That's all I got to say. Hello, Amy. Good to see you. She is beautiful, and she was in stasis on a planet that was pinkish orange. All I know is this. Hey, Big Al, what's happening? I'll take the blue pill today. Sure, have a double dose, Big Al. That's cool. I disagree. I agree with you. She, it is amazing. It really is. Like I said, I spent decades on my freaking knees, laying prostrate before the Lord, because, I was so unworthy. Oh, I'm so unworthy of your love, God. Oh, please forgive me. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. So if grace means favor, so I'm a sinner saved by favor, huh? But that's seriously, that's what it was. And if you just be honest with yourself, and I have, and you do the mirror integration, become your own Satan. Satan just means accuser. That's all it means. So the vast majority of us are all our own Satans. Why? Because we've been trained to accuse ourselves. Hard to find forgiveness and repentance when you're constantly condemning yourself, accusing yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. That's what I say. Hey, cowboy, what's up? But yeah, and all the talk of Jesus and all that other stuff, you can't have a savior who says, in one hand, oh, I love you unconditionally, but I got a sword in the other. Okay. It's like showing up for a gunfight and you bring, a knife, not going to work. And getting right back to this whole thing with really getting to know the goddess. The thing is, I don't know her name. I'm sure she goes by many, but it's like I was in conversation and I said, it's really not important for me to know your name. What I find extraordinary is just becoming acclimated. And from there, it's going to get exciting. So what else? Say turn and look differently. There you go. That's what Julianne says. I agree. So went back and reread this book this weekend. Holy crapola. We covered this book. Let me cover some points on this again. I think there's more truth in this book than probably. It's because everyone just, que sera, ain't got time to read that nonsense. And I guess it's so true because I guess Lucifer kind of realized that, I just want to reread this because it's titillating. Recently, the light bearer, Lucifer, Jesus, God, disclosed the mysteries of his occultic kingdom. All right, occultic meaning hidden knowledge. So his hidden knowledge kingdom, including the physical and spiritual laws that govern the universe. Knowing the vast majority of humans would reject his uncomfortable truth, the father of lies. But lies, what are lies? Well, people would say they're non-truths. So what is truth? Problem with truth is everything a human perceives truth to be is the construct of something else. I contend we don't know what really our own truth is. I think some of us get close. I think maybe a lot of us are close. But by the far majority of percentage of humans, So how can you tell me your God tells the truth? Who made that? Who made the construct of that truth? So you're going to take something that was foreign, not even of this realm, who is dictating to you what truth is. And if you violate that truth, then it's sin. And if you violate that truth, then you're unworthy. But if you call me a liar, To what term are you saying that I am lying? You said, well, you can't tell the truth, but you can't define what truth is, because no matter what you define truth is, it's somebody else's truth, not your own. That's a bitch. Yeah. Ruth Ann, isn't that interesting? So that's right. So the Bible says the truth is within. So it could be that the truth is hidden. So if it's hidden, then the truth is occultic. Right? 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 Who wants to argue? Come on, bring it on. All right. So the father of lies, okay, proceeded to write a book revealing the hidden secrets of antiquity. When asked about his motivation, is it his? Wouldn't Lucifer be more her? We only get his story. We've never heard her story. You see how they went to such pains to remove her? Anyway, so what is his motivation for this endeavor? Lucifer scornfully laughed. And so if he laughs, this thing sounding more human all the time. Do the gods laugh? Do spirits laugh? Are they laughing over on the other side when people die? Do they laugh? I don't know. And replied it was an experiment for his own twisted amusement. Well, I don't know what twisted means here. I don't know what frame of reference that you're saying twisted what. Anyway, as he predicted, the reception for the Morning Star's tale was met with universal scorn, ridicule, and derision. Isn't that what they did to the goddess? I mean, Yahweh, the God of Jesus, the Father of Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Jehovah, you know, that dude, the Jew dude. He had a wife, Ashtaroth. Records are older than the Bible. Bible isn't all that old, but anyway. So let's connect the dots here, because this is the God of truth. So he removed the fact that at one time he was married. His wife, not concubine, wife, was named Ashtaroth. But then he divorced her. But wait a minute, the Bible says that divorce is a sin. Now I'm really confused. So what happened to Mama? Even if I believe that story, I don't believe the Bible, nor should you. But the point is, if you buy into any of it, then why don't you bring up to him, did this God kill his wife? She's non-existent. Wouldn't that be a murder? But he goes around impregnating human women to give birth to hybrids who later are supposed to be the savior of the world. Today, the vast majority of people believe that we're in the tribulation. They firmly believe that the 7 seals are being broken. They believe that we are, in fact, the 70th week of Daniel. Now, if you don't know prophecy, then much of that may just went right over your head. But the fact of the matter is, you've got nearly 2/3 of the world convinced we are now in the apocalypse. Tribulation, the curse of this God, is now being played out. And the interesting thing about Bible prophecy, of which I consider myself to be pretty much an expert, had some of the best prophetic teachers of the 20th century teach me. So if this is the end, if this is the 70th week of Daniel, that we're seeing a prophecy being fulfilled that's nearly 4,000 years old, what's going on here? Pat Robinson was quoted saying that God has influenced Putin to do what Putin is doing. Wow. So, it's getting weird. Oh, I'm telling you. Let's get back to Lucifer. And really, if y'all haven't, go back and look in the archives. This is a great book. But I started chuckling when I was reading this, and I said, how curious that when you go back and once you read it, then you reread, and you're going, I see. He says, as he predicted, summarily dismissed as the rantings of a madman, ironically, his only honest revelation was relegated to the disturbed dustbin of failed novellas. The Morning Star was delighted. I don't know. I mean, it's quite interesting. So in my conversation in this time of meditation, it was odd because I started seeing images of Kali. And the thing about the feminine is that its powers, I think, too intense for most mortals. And the thing that got me, I was hit with this thought. Yeah, Linda, makes you wonder how well the script, because you know what? Not to digress here. No prophecy can come to pass unless a human does it. I don't see a God down here. In fact, no God has ever manifested itself to a human, much less to all of humanity. So if this is leading to this great culmination of the grand ages, of which the only thing you can say, I know those words. They're well imprinted in my head. Then you're basically saying that 5 billion people are about to die in the next 2 years. Wow. What you, Steiger, what about Armageddon when fallen angels with Lucifer attacked New Jerusalem? Again, Gogo, we're taking, here's the spiritual bigotry. We are all spiritual racists and bigots because we're all assuming that Lucifer is evil. I mean, how much of a bigot do you need to be? How would you like to go into the spirit realm and you're already branded? They've already labeled you. You didn't get to say a word. See, that's my point. I don't know. I don't find Lucifer to be evil. I have read and in many cases invoked the names of some pretty fucking serious demons. Didn't harm me. I mean, so I don't buy this red pill, blue pill crap. I'm not doing it anymore. What? Red pill is Lucifer and blue pill is Jesus? Is that the construct we're supposed to be doing here? Because if you believe in this, then what you're saying and the world is today, there ain't a damn thing any of us can do about it because it's prophetic. It is prophecy coming to pass. And who the hell are we to stand in the way of the Almighty Creator God? Go, I know that. But that's my point. It's just, and there is something going on. There's no doubt about it. You can't deny what current events are showing. It's about to get real serious. By this time next year, starvation will be a reality in a much greater portion. And again, if you're saying that this is the days of tribulation here, that this is the outpouring of the wrath of God, then the next horse to be riding, as we all know, is the pale, sickly horse. See, the death horse has already been out of the barn. And so the pale, sickly horse comes, and that brings famine. Famine brings starvation. Starvation brings disease, pestilence. I mean, you just unfold the whole thing. And then war. It's weird. Do you buy that? I don't. I refuse to accept this, because if this is the case, then all of our lives are meaningless. They mean absolutely nothing. It has been a fucking waste of time to be here, and because there is a greater script that's running, and no matter what us monkeys do, we have no choice in this. We're all being herded as chattel into the slaughterhouse. And if you read the book of Revelation, 5 billion people are going to be dying. I don't, no. Why is it that we have to spill our blood for something that none of us, no human has ever seen? It's crazy. So what's the point, Ruth Ann? Are you talking to me? I mean, and I thought about this weekend. When I was out with the spirits, I said, what can we do? I mean, if this script is running, this program, for us to put it offline, I believe we could. I think the impossible is possible. I go by the mantra, all things are possible for those who believe. Now faith is calling those things that be not of what they are. Calling those things made out of the substance. So if that can be done, then I say I'm at war with whatever the script is running, because it seems to be at war with us. What you think did the first was the word or light? Well, let me just say this. Light is evil. It is. This God, the story, it didn't know what light was. It was unsure. It's right there. You've never read it? So this being that everyone calls God, the creator, wrathful, vengeful, jealous God who's kicking the world's ass, going to bring mankind to its knees. Let's see. It lived in darkness. It came from darkness. It doesn't like to say that because, you see, it had to turn the tables, saying its enemy is darkness. Maybe not. So it came from darkness. Now, if it could say a word, then that implies a whole lot. If it said a word, Who was there to listen? How do you know it said a word? If there was nothing else, then the law, the natural laws of this realm says that nothing ever was spoken. There was no one to hear it. Right? Am I wrong on this? I mean, come on. So you can't tell me that this God ever said a word. There's no evidence of that. None. And it gets further weird because then it said, let there be light. Okay. And then it said light was good. Well, wait a minute. Why didn't it know that light was good to begin with? Looks like it was a crapshoot to me. We had a 50-50 chance here, right? But then again, the problem is it said it was good. Who the fuck is it? Who do I care what this Jewish God is? This Christian God, Muslim God? Who do I care? I've never met him. And so it's telling me that what it did was good. And like a monkey, I'm supposed to go, whoo, 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 sure. Okay, it's good. How do I know it's good? Because what it came from, it's now telling me it's bad. But wait a minute. You came from darkness. So if darkness is bad, then that makes you bad. Furthermore, it hides itself in a cloud because it can't show itself to that which it created. Oh. Okay. Moving right on along. Well, argue with me on it. I mean, you want to, on the esoteric part of it, you want to talk eschatology? Do you want to talk about theology? I mean, isn't that what the book says? The problem is I have found that this God not to be truthful. So when it tells me it said it was good, how am I supposed to know? It's only one entity's opinion. Yeah. Don't you just love this? This is why we come together. We get into these intellectual chats and you go, yeah, I mean, it reminds me back days on the college of, on the campus of the University of Houston, you know, the discussions, because these are the type of questions we don't ask. You don't see it out there in the mainstream thought process, do you? No. You see, but open-minded, here's the thing. The light balances out the dark and vice versa. But the problem is that's duality. You see, there is a wisdom that is above good and evil. There is a wisdom and a knowledge that recognizes it is us who parses out what is good and what is evil. And I challenge you, if you're going to tell me what evil is, then define evil, please. I mean, yeah, some people, you see, I love it. All different types of opinions. You know, some people say it's about losing everything. I don't know. I've been there. You know, it's just material crap. That's all it is. You know, it's what's in here that transcends. So, Daddy says, are you trying to enlighten us or endearment to us? Hey, I'm just asking the same questions I ask myself. That's the way I look at it. Wow, that's some pretty heavy stuff there. Joyce says, polarity. I'll stay on my perch. It's interesting. What do you think about the 10 rules that God gave to Moses? They were never 10 rules. They were 10 letters. You see, that has how the God spell works. You actually think that there's 10 commandments? That's bullshit. There never was 10 commandments. Because if there were 10 commandments, then it shows that this God, by the court of law, would be ruled a fraud and a con man. You can't say that thou shalt not kill and then command your followers to murder innocent human beings. And if you're saying that that's love, well, I only got one thing to say to you. Run, Forrest, run! Get the hell out of there. So there's my answer to that. There are no 10 commandments. If you want to say that there are 10 commandments, you would maybe say that there would be probably 10 principles that if you really did the study on that, you find that goes all the way back to the Sumerians. No God came down in a spaceship, a kavod. Maybe it was aliens. But there were no 10 laws. It's just, then what are the 10 letters? That's a good question. We don't know. You see, folks, when you're reading the Exodus story, that is a made-up, contrived story. You see, the problem is, if you go by the chronology of events, that the nation or the tribes of Israel were captured by Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians. Now, if you would talk to a rabbi, he would tell you this very same thing. When they were in captivity in Babylon, they didn't have the records. Those were destroyed. They lost all of their history. They lost the name of God. I don't know. And so today, Christians that are so gullible come along and they actually say, oh, wow, there's 10 commandments here from God. No. Well, what are you saying, Steiger? It's made up. They didn't have any of the history. They were going by hearsay, which is how most history was written. Hearsay. So what are you trying to say? Because if you're saying that the 10 commandments has any validity in a person's life, are you Jew? Are you Jewish? Because they're the only ones that have a legal claim to that. If you wanted to get real technical, the Jews could trademark that, copyright it. You see, no Gentile was ever allowed to have the privilege of knowing anything about their God, its rules, its laws, its customs. You were an outsider. And particularly if you hadn't been circumcised, you were never going to get your ass on near the outer circle to begin with. So wait a minute. So the logic is that, well, it's 10 commandments from God. Yeah, but I'm not Jewish. I don't care to be Jewish. So why do I give a flat, etc., on what its law says to do or not to do? It has no variance. Whew. Oh, it's crazy, man. I mean, when you start tearing down the construct, it doesn't have any foundation to it. It's all built on sand. That's why the Vatican is wanting to convene the council again, because they got to get rid of the Old Testament. It's a problem, has been a problem. And we were so damn gullible that we really thought that this was some sort of holy book. But yet the vast majority could never tell you what any of the minor prophets were. What was the purpose of the minor prophets? What was Malachi's purpose? How about Habakkuk? Do you know what Habakkuk's purpose was? No, but we're going to claim that this is the way it is. It's either good or evil. You're going to take the red pill or you're going to take the blue pill. You ain't got a choice. Either way, you're going to take it. Again, one day of the Creator placed 1,000 years. Do you know where that came from, Go-Go? Do you know where that came from? I want to show you how ridiculous this whole construct is. So, Go-Go, I'm addressing to you, sir. Do you know where that came from? And I'm just waiting because I know there's about a 30-second delay here. You see, we got this crazy idea that, oh, well, a day to God is 1,000 years to us. Really? So who told you that? Well, it's written in the Bible. Where? Where is that written in the Bible? Does anyone know? You see, the problem is if you accept this shit, then it gets into your head. So where that came from was the book of Peter. Now, if you read Peter's life, and if Peter existed, well, we got a problem here because Peter would have never had any such knowledge to begin with. So Go-Go, it came from Peter's, out of the second book of Peter. A day is 1,000 years is unto the Lord. But of course, Peter was also the one who wrote that the grand scheme of all this is that their God is going to roll up the universe, consume it with a great intense fire, and then he's going to roll out a new universe. Well, where did Peter get that? Because it's not Hebrew, it's not Jewish. Where did Peter get that? Well, it's often Hellenistic, isn't it? Wow, we can go back to the Canaanites, the Chaldeans. Hell, we got to go all the way back to the Babylonians to begin to get an idea of where that came from. But it was never assigned to a spiritual entity. So there you go, Go-Go. Much love to you. It just goes to show you, it's absurd. We've accepted it at face value. I know, because we've had these discussions back in the day when I was in Bible studies, when I was preaching in the prisons, when I was going in my hospital ministry, laying hands on the sick. I knew this stuff. Why? Because you had to have it in your alchemy tool chest. You see, it doesn't work if you don't believe it. But if I can create in you the anticipation of something that you desperately need, and once I get a line into your thoughts, I can begin to adapt my message with proof, biblical proof, that what I'm about to do is in fact of God. Yeah. It's hell when they lose one of their own and one of their players go to the other side. Because you know what? I take the playbook with me. So it's true, folks. It really is. But nevertheless, we can't deny what the heck is going on in the world. I mean, NATO is sending 50 warships on the Black Sea. They're saying it's war games. Like, yeah, this is a good time to do war game. Well, let's do it right next to the one who's antagonizing all this. Oh, sure, this makes perfect sense. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Joe, you're absolutely right. And folks, I'm just sharing my knowledge. It's right there. I mean, you can go look at the book. So how can Daniel read dreams from kings? Well, actually, that's a good question, Go-Go, because what it shows, that would have been Nebuchadnezzar's magicians. Priest and priestess were channelers. They were mediums. Many times they would give their bodies up to higher spirits to take possession. And if you read Daniel's interpretation with Nebuchadnezzar, just go back to Joseph. I mean, isn't that the same thing that Joseph did with Pharaoh? Yeah. We all are channelers. We all are supposed to be communing with the dead. They're not dead. They're just not here. But we have been trained and taught that, well, they're dead. And anyone who tries to communicate with the dead, well, that's narcomancy. But wait a minute. I can what? Pray in tongues? That only happened when I came up out of being baptized. Oh, wait a minute. Baptism. What the hell is that? That's immersion. And if I took the same principle and put it over into the Luciferian or the Satanic church, now you're saying I'm a heretic. But yet, what the Bible is filled with are nothing more than what we would call the dark arts, the left-hand path. Well, you know, it may not have been an angel that saved Daniel from anything. But again, it's a pleasant story. It's how we all grew up in our Sunday school. We love the fact of Daniel and the three other boys. Well, here's the problem. They weren't boys. And I have no doubt that the story, in fact, originated from probably an actual event. I just don't know if it was an angel or it could have been, by the description, it would have appeared that they were walking inside a force field. Now, if they were walking inside of a force field, that would explain how a human could be and survive in a so-called furnace. I don't know, just me. I had everything. I had some books I was going to bring out, but oh, no. Nope. I'll tell you what it is. I'm tired of seeing all the fear porn out there. I mean, and and some of the nuttiest stuff. And I'm going, you know, where does the common sense come into play? I mean, that's how they saved us in stories like that. Of course, copied from others. Yeah, Randy, that's how they did it. But when they put it into the context for a child, oh man. But you know what it really does for a child? That opens the door of possibilities. That's what magic is about. It's why we should be teaching magic in all of our public schools. Get rid of all the stuff that's in there now. Let's bring back the fundamentals is what really requires our species to actually achieve something other than death. That would be an idea. Yeah. See, it's the stories. But the fact is, we don't know if any of that happened. I mean, we don't. We can't remember past 5 or 6 years, but we're supposed to think that something that supposedly took place thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago actually happened. So is that an intelligent species? Why is it that we hold on to these make-believe stories that were merely fashioned in order us to become compliant to a factor? Because you see, in that sense, what you're being told is, well, this is a loving, gracious, protective God. Yeah, but the problem is if you just back that story up by about 10 years, that very same God allowed over 1 million of his followers to be slaughtered by the sword. Ew, what happened with that? I don't know. Again, which one? Red pill, blue pill? What's the choice today here? Well, it was a fun discussion. It's a crazy, crazy world out there. Yeah. And, you know, again, what are the angels supposed to be saving us from? If the rule of non-interference is true, listen, folks, if there were angels, demons, and what have you, right? Why aren't they manifesting and saying to mankind, stop, don't do this? No. The only word I hear is what individuals do on their own, reaching out. I do believe that this group is and I know this will get some people. Thank you for hitting the like button. Love that. I look there and the numbers are amazing. The synchronicity. But this is it is you can call it a coven. We represent everything that a coven does. We share knowledge. That, if anything, would be the tantamount of if you want to say that we have a mantra, it's just a sharing of experience. Sharing the experience brings knowledge. Knowledge brings us, the opportunity to grow. I get a little bit from you. You get a little bit from me. It's like Friday. Wasn't that a fabulous show? Hell yeah, it was. That was I tell you, the diversity and the raw energy on that panel group of the ladies, freaking awesome. And that is what they fear the most. Exactly, Gaia. That is exactly what they fear the most. They're going, oh man, they're figuring this stuff out. Now what do we do? Well, why don't we start a world war? Well, what happens if we attack that? There's enough in this group right now, the core group. The core group is about nearly getting 500 now. Nearly 500 every individuals that daily come in. And if I took it in a total calculation, depending on how much YouTube restricts it, about 1.5. If we get just that core group, I think we can send a psychic shock. Boom, baby. Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka. That's all I got to say. All right. Well, this is the place of the happy dance. We're not going to get down, not going to do it. Nope. Nope, not even going there. Isby 369, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Bonnie, what's happening? Thank you. Yes. This is great. Hey, Janie, good to see you. Joyce says, already done it, Wayne. There we go. Boom. Thank you. Hey, Nina, good to see you again. Did you ever read the Indian? Actually did a whole show on that. But yeah, Gaia says, yeah, it's the happy dance. Happy dance. Happy dance. Come on. People say, but it's nasty out there. No, that's the way they want you to make it think. If they come in here, they're going to see us happy dancing. We're invoking the angels. We're invoking the demons. Heck, they're looking, listen, they want a peace party. I mean, if you buy the story, these two sides have been going at it for a long time. They need to learn what unconditional love is. Because if you go for this, then there is no love. You can't have an angel fighting a demon or a demon fighting an angel. Well, there's no unconditional love there. Might be because of the God they may be serving. I don't know. Boom, baby. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Namaste to you. Miss Trina and I will still waiting for the cards. John, I know Big Al. Remember, these were pre-ordered. He had to have the money in order to put the order into the printer. They were just finishing up. Karen was the cover on that. So if you know how printing goes, so once they get the order in, they're going to have to get and improve, the master plate going through, and then it should be going out. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right, everybody. Much love to you. Thank you. And we'll be here tomorrow with Trina. We'll pick us up too. It's fascinating. Walmart has sell on God's now. $9.99, get two for. Yeah, and then the God still wants you to pay the tithe. How crazy is that? Now, the giving is good. All of us should be giving. And there's many different ways. The most valuable thing that any person has is their time. But boy, to do a tax to be part of a religion. Wow. The following is free except for the 10% that which we require. All right, everyone, see you tomorrow. I love it. Yes, the old blue light special, Linda. That is so true. All right, folks, much love to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.